Hi, my name is Alan Stafford for the Photography Lighting School, and welcome to another episode of our lighting techniques tutorials. In this episode, I'm going to show you how to photograph smoke using 2 flash units and colored gels. So you'll need no Photoshop experience, or you won't even need to use Photoshop for this lesson. What you're going to need, though, are 2 flash units. In this case, I'm using a Nikon SB800 and a Nikon SB600. I have 2 homemade grid spots right here that I pardon me, that I made myself. 2 umbrella stands with a cold shoe mount or adapter on top. I have one shown here. You will need at least 2 light stands, as I have one of them shown here, and some colored gels. These particular colored gels come standard with the Nikon SB800, which has actually been discontinued, but you can get them with the SB910. You can also get them for the SB600. If you're not shooting with Nikon, then you can always purchase colored gels. I like to buy the Lee Master, or the Lee filters. This is the Master Pack, which has all kinds of different colored gels on them, and I cut them up into small strips, and then tape them over the top of my flash heads, utilizing some gaffer's tape, which won't stick or leave any residue or resin on the flash head. And then finally, what you're going to need are something that generates smoke. In this case, I'm using incense. I have 2 incense holders here. My incense, vanilla flavored, and something to light the incense with. I recommend using incense because they're less hazardous, if fire could be less hazardous, but they're less hazardous than using candles, where some people might use, or anything else that will generate smoke. Again, this is up to you. Know your environment. If you're going to use anything other than incense, I recommend either having water nearby or a fire extinguisher in the unlikely event that something catches on fire. Hopefully it doesn't, though. Also, you will need, I'm using a black cloth or a black material backdrop. You can utilize a poster board, because this particular lesson is going to focus on photographing colored smoke with a black backdrop, not a white backdrop. All right, so let's get started. Okay, I've placed the incense inside the incense holders, and take notice that I've placed the heads rather closely to each other rather than far away, because what I want to do is keep that smoke rising somewhat close in proximity, so I don't have the smoke spread all over the frame of the camera. Let's go ahead and light these 2. I always recommend using one of these here lighters. And there we go. We've got the smoke going on. That first one did not light. Let's try it again. Sometimes these things are duds, especially if you buy them at the dollar store. Okay, there we go. Look at that nice bit of smoke there. That would have been a great shot. It's always good to work with an assistant as well, because you can be ready in position to capture the image while your assistant lights it and gets you that first initial puff of smoke. Alrighty, now I've set up and I've lit the incense. I've done a couple test shots. If you want to take a look at the first shot here, in this first shot, my light, my grid spot's off a little bit. So what I did is made some adjustments in order to have it focused on the incense. And what I've done is I've taken some additional test shots here. That's why my incense have kind of whittled down a little bit, or burned down a little. And right now what I'm going to do is turn off the studio light and start shooting. I'm going to leave the ambient light on so that I can focus and see what I'm doing. However, that will not affect the final image because I'm using a black backdrop and it's absorbing the light. So let's go ahead and get started here. Let's kill the floodlight. And I've got my lights in position with the grid spots, and we'll take a few test shots here. Let's take a look at that one. That one looks good. A little bit, just a straight line of smoke. Now I have the AC turned off, so it does not affect the smoke output. Now let's try a few. There's an interesting pattern there. What I'm doing is I'm focusing on the tip of the incense. some of your images are going to end up probably a little blurry, especially if you're hand holding your camera. I recommend mounting it on a tripod and actually using a trigger, a cable release of some sort, or a wireless trigger. That one looks good too. It's nice. That one's a interesting looking flame shot there, and I'm getting a good mixture of red and blue colors from the flashes and the gels that are covering them. Let's take a few more, and that looks pretty good. All right, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If I've forgotten anything in the video, I'll have it in my lesson notes. Until next time, thanks for watching.